Love at First Sight by Prentice, that's me. Long ago I was shiny, my paintwork brand new. I sat in a showroom in town, when in came a young bloke with cash in his hand. He saw me and slapped it all down. It was love at first sight for a bloke and his ute. We drove off up the road with a roar. Then out on the highway he opened me up with my throttle held down to the floor. A honeymoon suite, polished each week, not a speck of dirt left on the floor. We picked up his girl to take her for a whirl, never knowing what next was in store. The wedding bells rang as they came down the steps. Confetti swirled into the air. I was spruced up a treat for a getaway neat, some tin cans applauding our pair. For the next year or two, they fixed up the nest, and many a hay bale we threw to the cattle so keen in some country not green, waiting for storms to brew. Then with the rain, new life came again, young cattle grazing the field, and his missus so sweet also swelled in the heat, who knew what the new year would yield. One day we were out just poking about, when we spotted a car with a sign, a wagon sedate, sure she'd do for a mate, so his wife drove her home, that was fine. Then with a wail came a lusty young male, and I was abandoned, it's true. They say three's a crowd, was the third one so loud, I was glad to be built for just two. Well, over the years I saw blood, sweat and tears as we scrambled through ditches and scrub, and my paintwork wore thin, nearly through to the tin, and my tyres were worn down to the hub. But we were still mates, the old bloke and I, and both the boys thought I was beaut. And when they grew tall, they both had a bull down the paddock they'd bash in Dad's ute. Well, we scraped the odd fence post and hit the odd roo, but a ute is for work, not for looks. And the dints in my side, well, they brought their own pride. The country is no place for sooks. Then the boys were men, they'd gone off again. It was just the old codger and me. But he'd bought a new ute, she was shiny, real beaut. So he turned me out back to be free. Well, I cooked in the sun and I cried in the rain, but those skies, what a sight in the dawn. And my tyres let go, I just settled real slow, part of the landscape forlorn. But then came the day that the grandies did stay, and they dragged Grandad over to see the rusty old ute that they thought was real beaut, and they played there with me.